Hello and welcome to Superbug Central. I'm your host, John Mathias. Today we're discussing Campylobacter jejuni. C. jejuni is a bacterium that causes food poisoning in humans. Structurally, C. jejuni is rod-shaped or bacilli and stains negatively on a gram stain. It's motile, which means that it moves. It's the leading cause of human gastroenteritis in the world and accounts for 17% of foodborne illness in humans. Today, to tell us more about C. jejuni, we have with us Death himself. Thank you for joining us, Death. How does one typically contract C. jejuni? Thanks for the tip, Jack. So tell me, how dangerous is it? That's very interesting. Can you tell me about the treatment? That sounds really dangerous, so I guess there's a really high fatality rate, right? What? Well then what are you doing here? I thought you'd be an expert on this. Alright, someone get a doctor in here, alright? Welcome back to Superbug Central. I'm your host, John Mathias. Sorry about that mix-up earlier. Now we have with us Dr. Michael Goodrich. Thank you for coming on such short notice.
Thanks for having me, John.
Can you give the audience a background on C. jejuni?
Well, certainly. Campylobacter jejuni is commonly associated with poultry, and it naturally colonizes the digestive tract of many bird species. Studies have found that 30% of European starlings in farm settings in the United Kingdom were carriers of C. jejuni.
Fascinating. Can you tell me more about the transmission of this bacteria?
Sure I can. Your last guest did a pretty ghastly job at it. Transmission is fecal-oral, typically drinking contaminated drinking water, unpasteurized milk, or ingesting contaminated food, contact with contaminated poultry, livestock, or household pets, especially puppies, can also cause disease.
Thanks, Doc. I'll be sure to stay away from any cute puppies. Now, what's your view on treatment?
Well, technically, I'm not a real doctor, but since you're asking...
Wait, you're not a real doctor? What's your degree in?
I'm a doctor of fine arts.
Get out. Things I have to put up with. And we're back to Superbug Central. I'm your host, John Mathias. Today we have with us a real doctor, Dr. Mickey Richgood. Dr. Richgood, thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure, John.
Before you came in, my last guest was talking about the treatment of campylobacteriosis, specifically C. jejuni. Do you think we could pick up there?
That's an excellent question. Antibiotic treatment is conversional for many reasons. Firstly, it only provides a marginal benefit of approximately 1.32 days of the duration of the symptoms. In addition to that, depending on the severity of the symptoms, some will benefit more than others.
Are there any drugs that are no longer very effective?
Yes. Quinolones used to be very effective, but because of the higher rates of quinolone use in livestock, they are now largely ineffective.
What would you recommend?
Depending on the severity of the symptoms, erythromycin for children and tetracycline for adults.
Thank you so much for your insights, Dr. Richgood.
It's no problem at all, John.
Tune in next time when we have a special episode of Superbug Central where we talk about how antibiotics don't work on viruses and why.
Wait, what? They don't?
You're not a real doctor, are you?